And the funny thing about that is, and you know what? Because I know there's gonna be a lot of questions about this. So let me nix the bullshit right quick in the bud. We ain't gonna go too much into work shit, so don't be goddamn asking about no work shit. It's just a good example. But when you have as much stress placed upon you and the stuff placed upon you that we often face in our jobs and the nature of our careers, like I honestly believe that stifles other insecurities because I ain't got to worry about. Well, really, I don't have the time or the energy to worry about what I have in comparison to somebody else or how I look in comparison to somebody else. And I honestly wonder sometimes, like, if I wasn't in the field that I'm in, would I be like a lot of other people? Because honestly, my job don't afford me that mental downtime to worry about stuff that's honestly, to me, that simple. Because if I was to lose my life tomorrow and I was spending all my time worrying about how the hell I look or what the hell I drive, then I failed a long time ago. I got a son, I got bills to pay, I got people's lives that ride on me when I'm at work, and I'm like, all right, this is what I need to worry about. If my family good, my closest friends are good, my son is good, the only thing outside of that I need to worry about is really my job. And like when I think about that, I always wonder, like, would that be different if I was in a different field? But honestly, in the grand scheme of things, in the totality of the situation, that's just such a small thing that I feel like when I probably would have got to that point in my life where I would have manifested those insecurities, life just didn't afford me that luxury. So it's not for me to sit here and say, like, I don't have any. Like, I never got to the point where I had to discover them. Because like I said earlier, I grew up in the shadow of my brother and sister, and they kind of paved the way for me throughout life. And I can't say that about my siblings. They never, like, put me down. They never, did anything like that. Like, all of us was very uplifting. Both of my siblings, very successful, established people, love them to death. And luckily for me, I had siblings and parents and family members that were never like, I have and you don't, or I'm this and you that. So I never just got to that point where I established insecurities from that. Now, I had friends that did that shit, and they gone.
So I've had family that's done that to me who was successful, and when I asked for some help, they helped. And you know what happened after that? They threw it all in my fucking face, like Rich said. They threw it in your face. That's why as soon as I met C, and he said, I got you, I questioned it. But anyway.
I had family that wasn't shit. And still was throwing shit in your face.
Yep. But then, so as far as work, like Corey said, we're not going to get into what we do and what I do, whatever. But I don't have time to be insecure at work. Even if I even fucking think about it, I need to check it within 10 seconds and get it right. As far as like my life and everybody else's life. So it's very high strung and very fast paced. And it is what it is. I had a coworker that saw me park in the garage, and he was like, "Man, why don't you get yourself a nicer car?" I mean, I think my car is nice. I won't tell you what I got, but it's nice for me. He drove a Audi A8.
Nigga should have minded his business.
I got a nice car, but he drove an Audi A8.
Was this a man?
Huh?
Was this a man?
Yeah, man.
He's like, you should tell him, why don't you go get a bigger dick?
Oh, he was like 5'2".
Yeah, fuck him.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, nah, no, he was a high-ranked military guy, so I said, no, sir, I'm fine. I'm good. I stay in my lane. He didn't understand what that meant.
That's not how you talk to people either, from that way. Like he shouldn't have. That's not. It's inappropriate for him to say something like that to anybody.
Yeah, he was an older. Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. Older Caucasian man. Mm-hmm. And he said, "Why don't you buy yourself a nice car?" Mind you, my car is fucking new.
But how does he know that you value cars like that? When you want the?
I'm like, call my roommate. He'll tell you, nigga, I don't know shit about cars. I'd rather have a nice place to lay my head and stuff. Yep. My car is nice, and it's neat. I'm OCD as fuck. It's clean. But, I mean, I always tell people, don't put your insecurities on me.
But like you talk about, when
But he was fat and out of shape.
So you say, why don't you go get yourself a better fucking
Fuck out of here.
fucking blood pressure measure,
And that's a prime example though of people transposing their insecurities or trying to transpose their insecurities on somebody else. And the reason I say that is because somebody asked me something similar when I came back from Iraq last time, because it was like, been in Iraq a couple times recently. And go out and get you whatever you want. I had a motorcycle accident. People were like, reward yourself. So everybody was like kind of actually encouraging me to either go and replace my bike or get a new car. And everybody know by now what I did was I went and got a not even fully restored 67 Camaro. And people was like, why you get a Camaro when you can get any new car that you feel like, you want? And I'm like, you know what? One, I value heritage. Two, I value dependability and reliability and trustworthiness. And that's just kind of how I look at old cars. Now I'm going to rebuild this car and it's going to be worth more in the end. And that's just what I like to do. Even if that means throwing more money at it and restoring it. It's not for anybody else to decide how you live your life and how you want to do it, because you start listening to other people, you'll become insecure about stuff you was never insecure about before.
And that's actually important what you said. There's like a fine line between caring about what people think and being cognizant of how you're received by other people.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think it's not healthy to consume yourself with what people think about you, because that's when you start to base who you are on people's perception of you.
Mm-hmm.
But you should be cognizant of how you're being received, because that's how you carry yourself.
Right.
We all should have standards of how we go about conducting our business, how we go about talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a very different thing than being fixated on that. And the insecure party will be, what will this person think about me if I do this?
Right. That's
insecure. The confident person will be like, I'm going to do this shit. I'm going to be looked at like this, and either I'm fine with it, or maybe I'm not. I don't want to deal with the headache of that.
So let me ask you guys a question. How do you guys receive information or advice or feedback from people who's actually giving you information on some shit they've never lived or been through?
I don't think there's a time when people you never know who's going to give you the advice that you need or going to give you that insight that you might not have been thinking about. Mm-hmm. So I think you have to approach things with an open mind. Now, you also want to apply context to situations, because a 9-year-old can't tell you how to be about being married,
Right. Okay.
But a 9-year-old might be able to tell you something about just being carefree.
Okay.
It's about context. You just think about it. Be honest. You receive what's being said to you, then you process it with your best judgment.
Okay.
And then work from there. But I think you should always be open to feedback, constructive criticism. Even if somebody's trying to insult you, just look at it and be like, "This is what is he trying to do? Is he trying to piss me off or whatever?" Mm-hmm. Because you never know what nugget that you're going to gain from this.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said about that, and you kind of summed it up in 2 words: best judgment. And the reason I say that is, and I always say this kind of stuff, like, I don't know anything about being a woman. I can't give advice on what it's like to be a woman.
I don't know what it's like to be 5 feet tall.
Yeah, exactly. I
thought you were about to say 5'8", and I was about to get mad.
I don't know what it's like to be 4'4" with a small Johnson.
I have a perspective. I don't have actual knowledge on it. So and that's where context come in. And I mean, there's plenty of times. And even what he said, about the 9-year-old. My son's 10 years old. He knows plenty. Smart kid.
Very intellectual.
Yeah, exactly. My son's a super smart kid. And there's certain stuff where he'll say stuff and I'll sit down and I'll take it in, I'll listen, I'll comprehend it, and I'll make sense of it. And there's certain times where he'll say stuff and I'll be like, yeah, go sit down. You 10 years old.
Yeah. This isn't you.
You don't know about that yet. Yeah. And it's not me being dismissive. It's not me trying to downplay what he's saying. truly just like what Rich said. Like, he has no idea at this point in his life. He will have an idea later in life, and at that point, he'll probably come back to me, like as we all do, and be like, I understand what my folks meant. Yeah, exactly.
Why you told me to go have a seat?
But this ain't the time. And
you also, when it comes from friends, though, the same thing. You know, you also you have to trust. You have to be comfortable and trust the people that you surround yourself with. You want to be sure that they have your best interest in heart, because like for those malicious frenemies, that just don't want. They want to see you doing well, but just not better than them. Their movements and their actions are guided by that, almost like narcissism and vanity, that they just have to be the best. So you have to be aware of that.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? And I hate to have to make this turn, but I'm gonna make it anyway, because I feel like
you ain't gonna make it. You scared?
Man, must forgot who you talking to.
You talking to glasses and tight shirt.
Nigga, both this weekend. You know how I do.
You right?
But
right.
I had to give him hype.
Sure it is. It's recorded too.
I know the people want to laugh, so I had to turn it on.
It's on record too. You said that.
Hey man. I edited it out.
Claim that wrong.
But I feel like this is something that come into heavy play with females, only because like I've sat back and watched a lot of females that I was either dating or in a relationship with, and they have those friends that come up and congratulate them on stuff, and they're really not congratulating them. They throw in hate because they're really not happy for you, but they're trying to make it seem like they're happy for you. And the reason that I say this is prevalent among females, because guys just, if they gonna hate, they just hate. They don't even try to be nice about it or sugarcoat it or befriend you. They just all of a sudden want to hate on you, even no matter how close they think they are to you or how close you think they are to you. Like many times it's just like, well, I'm just gonna hate.
Yeah. Whereas
females are
petty too.
Yeah, I mean they'll congratulate, be around you, and then try to ruin what you have. They'll try to bring you down with you.
So let's talk about what an insecure man in a relationship does.
Fuck your man.
So when in relationships, men are insecure, that's when they're hacking into the chicks like emails.
You mind if I give it a first example? I hate when I hate when I walk down the street or I walk into an establishment. I'm at one. The man pull his woman closer or grab her hand. Like, dog, relax. I know I got my sweater and my hat on, but
yeah, that's a deadly combination. Even though it's a fresh shape up underneath the hat, you're still wearing the hat.
Still tight.
Way you spinning. I'm getting a little nauseous right now. My dreaming me.
I got Indian in my family. Blackfoot Indians, stand up. You know what I mean?
We all say that shit.
Blackfoot, you know what I'm saying?
But nah, man, you're right, man. Like, I don't understand that just because of this reason and this reason only. I mean, I can name a dozen reasons, but this is the primary reason I don't understand that. Like, if a woman is with you, you assume she with you for a reason. You start being consumed with what everybody else got, you gonna be screwed. And here's why. I don't know if anybody's notified you all of this, but it's 7 billion people on Earth. What that actually means is that it's somebody out there taller than you, shorter than you, richer than you, broker than you, got a bigger dick than you, got a smaller dick than
Fucks harder than
exactly. Fuck better than you. Like, there's somebody out there that do all of that. And there's a pretty good chance that whoever you with could come across them. And if you're not sure in your relationship and sure in who you are, naturally you're going to be insecure about it. Like if you manifesting insecurities about other people because you worried about somebody taking or ruining your relationship, you are screwed. It is too many people out there that can completely ruin your life if you are not secure in yourself. And as you start to manifest insecurities in a relationship, what you're actually doing is pushing the person away who you're with, because nobody likes somebody that is insecure. That is exactly why everybody on some level is attracted to confidence. Nobody is running around saying, oh man, she is so insecure, let me get with that.
You're like, oh, that nigga hates himself so much, I got to give him some pussy.
He got such low self-esteem. That's what I want to spend the rest of my life with. Like, nobody's running around.
He's getting bopped off because he hates himself so much. No one ever said that shit.
So it's like, if you...
So that nigga's getting all the head because he hates himself so much. No.
Oh man. But I mean that's exactly it, man. It's like